What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So I want to talk about this one thing that narcissists cannot handle, something that they avoid the most, and that is being confronted with the truth. And the reason why they can't handle being confronted with the truth is because it's difficult for them to face themselves. They know that all the wrong that they have done, they can't even handle the truth, let alone telling the truth. That's why it's so easier for them to just blatantly lie on their own actions, deflect their actions, and just pretty much place the blame somewhere else. They never hold themselves accountable for any of their own behavior. And an example of that is, okay, so at work, this happened Thursday. The boss, she brought breakfast, and with all of us, she split it. Like it was 5 of us working that day. So I think she brought biscuits and donuts, but I wanted the biscuits. I didn't want anything sweet because I'd already had coffee. And then even when she bring things, I still don't eat it until after 11 o'clock in the morning. But I know that, you know, I know that the narc was going to make her way to, just appoint herself to issue out the breakfast, like if she brought it. She always do things like that because they always have to be seen as someone who likes to serve and just that do-gooder image that they put on. And she didn't even buy the breakfast. But so she went and she made sure, once the manager let her know that she had brought us breakfast, she made sure she got to it first, picked through it, set aside everyone else's, and she left one, which means either she took the extra one or she just, threw it away. I won't be surprised if she even threw it away just to keep me from having it. But anyway, it made it to where everyone else had two and I only had one. So when my manager came to, throw the rest of the stuff out, she was like, did everybody get their breakfast? And I was still busy doing my work. So she asked me, and I said, no, not yet. And she said, you didn't get yours because they only have one left, and I put two aside for everybody. So she was standing up there looking like a damn deer caught in the headlights with her eyes all bugged. And she had the plate. She had her food in her hand. And so my manager was like, did you get yours? And she said, yeah. She asked everybody else, did you get yours? Did you get yours? Everybody was like, yeah. So she was saying, well, where's Felicia's? Where's her other one? And the narc was standing there and she was just looking like, I don't know. And she said, well, who fixed them? And she said, I did. She said, well, if you fixed them, how do you don't know where her extra one went? And I was just kind of laughing behind my mask, though. That's the good thing about being able to wear these masks at work around a narc, because they don't know the expression you have on your face just as well as you don't know the expression on theirs. But I'm pretty sure hers is always looking mad. But anyway, I know she always wears a frown behind hers. So I was laughing because I already know she was behind it, making sure that I only get one. That was her punishment to me. It's just always a punishment one way or another from a narc. So yeah, so my manager was like, well, where's hers? And she said, it's right there. She said, no, she had two just like the rest of y'all. So where is it? So she screamed. She said, you don't never know anything, and how you don't know it, and you the one that issued it out. You could let everybody get their own breakfast, because I know that I fixed, what she said, I know that I put 10 aside. And she was like, Felicia, you okay with one? And I said, yeah, I'm not hard to please, And the narc, they hate to hear that. They hate to hear that, your mindset is not on the same level as theirs. Like, I'm not hard to please. And everybody who really know me, they already know that. So narcissists hate to be confronted with the truth because it exposes who they are, exposes that ugly side of them that they can't handle about themselves. They can't face themselves in a mirror, and say, this is who I am. This is who I'm truly, this is the true person that I am. They don't know how to handle it, let alone being called out on it. It really puts them in a position to, to sweat and make them pretty much explain. And of course, they're just going to flat out deny things because that's just a liar in them. They just love to deny things. They get off easy that way, but yeah, it's something how they put themselves in a position to punish you even if it gets them in trouble. That's just how low down and dirty and spiteful they are. So don't be surprised by none of the things that narcissists do when, they're trying to hurt you. And sometimes, if you're lucky enough, you can witness them being caught in the act and being called out on it, you know, because very seldom that happens. Most of the time, the narcissists are always looked at as being innocent because they know how to put on an act. And you being real about everything, you being yourself, there's no need for you to put on an act. And it's hard not to defend yourself a lot of the times against someone who portrays that type of behavior. Because if you don't, it'll always make you seem guilty if you don't speak up about it. If you speak up about it, you're being defensive. And it's, you already get enough of that from the narcissist. So sometimes you just don't know which direction to take. But, it also makes me think a little deeper. Like, a lot of times you don't have to do nothing, but just continue to, to just let things play out, the way it's going to be. Whatever going to happen is going to happen. And eventually the narcissist will get caught in the act. Because if you just continue to be who you are, it's easier just being who you are than to keep up with all these different personalities every single day. And sooner or later, it's going to catch up with a narc. And other people, I know that this doesn't happen very much, but other people will end up seeing their ugly side, and the narcissist, they can't deny it because they caught in the act. But the thing about it is, I always take it there. I always take it on on a spiritual level with things. But if you just allow things to just play out and don't go back and forth with the narcissist, don't go back and forth with toxic people, because you're going to always get your hands dirty dealing with people like that. If you just let things play out, and just let a lot of things slide that you know that it's a losing battle. A lot of times it'll come out, what they say, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. It will come out on the other end. So it's just kind of like you're wasting your time a lot when you go back and forth with a narcissist just to prove that they are wrong and to prove that you're right. If you're right and you're right in your heart and your spirit, just stand on it and let it be that way. Because I trust that God is fighting all the battles that I cannot do alone. What I know I can't do by myself, I trust that the Lord is dealing with it for me. And sooner than later, everyone will see, what's really going on around them. And the whole while you didn't have to say a thing. It's going to come out. I know it may not seem like that, right then and there. It doesn't always seem like that right away. But eventually it's going to happen. It's going to come a time to where, the narcissists, they can't even help themselves with a false, explanation as to why they do things. Because people are going to be fed up. And they're not going to want to deal with it. And then that's when they'll disappear and try to find different people that they can use in that way. But as far as at work, I've noticed as time went by, for the years that I have been there and dealing with this, that it has gotten easier for me to deal with, based on the fact that I don't have to, defend myself and explain myself, and I don't have to prove anything to anybody at work. I've noticed that it has gotten easier for me to deal with it. it doesn't get easier dealing, you know, like a narcissist, they don't let up. Nothing ever changes. It doesn't get better unless you know, you let them cross the boundaries, unless you allow them back into your life. And she knows that that's not going to happen. So every day I know that I will be facing something different with a narc. But it's different from years in the past when I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to handle it. I can handle it much better now. And I'm just hoping that, you know, people can receive this message and just, you know, be strong and know that it will get better. It will get better if you have to deal with a narcissist in my type of situation. But that's why they cannot handle being confronted, because it shows who they are, and it's hard for them to explain themselves when they're caught red-handed. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about in this video today. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you soon.